You know, the father told me this. He wanted me to do this video ever since yesterday. I told him, I don't think anybody wants to hear about my miserable relationship life. But he made it clear that he wanted me to just discuss about it, since I did mention about other things that you guys have seen out there already as it is. Well, I guess that would actually mean explaining why relationship is not really a thing for me anymore. And here's the reason I'll explain. And yes, I am watching a video from Juwani herself here. So I'll finish up the video that you were talking about. Check it out. Yeah. What's the main reason why I chose to be single for a long time? Other than the fact that I know I wasn't much of a relationship person who looked for it, who hunted for it. Whenever there's a beautiful woman, you want to go after her. But that was never a thing for me. Every time a woman would touch my skin, my flesh, and I've noticed this before. Don't know why. But sometimes when a woman touches my skin, she felt like she's safe, she's protected. But it's more like a hypnotizing thing when they touch me. One thing they're afraid of something, next thing you know they're paused. Like something wanted them to feel like don't be afraid. My life has always been different, and I know when anyone's around me, strange things do happen, even by touching my skin. Now, God has told me before that my skin, my flesh, does possess an ability. Hard to say what it is, but I'm sure it could be anything. But that's just something mixed up. I just did there. The reason why I chose not to really be in a relationship is due to the fact that I know I've met many ages of young women. And I'll make this clear, I'm not much of a person who dates 18-year-olds. I've tried it before, I wasn't too comfortable. And every time when I try to make it work, I always felt like I'm pushing that person away. And the person winds up getting hurt. I always ask myself why I would push them away. But I never ask questions. I continue to do what I gotta do. I've been in a relationship where a girl who had a different life, this woman, she lived in San Francisco Bay Area. And she dealt with her own demons, of course, but you know what? I didn't judge that. But as I'm right there just going through everything with her, it led to the point where what caused me to push away from her is because, and listen to me when I say this, no man or woman should date a person that thinks sleeping with others is right, because it's not. That's the main reason why when I heard that she wanted me to give her permission so she could sleep with other men, I told her, no, you're not doing no such thing. I'm the only thing you need right now. And no matter how much she tried to listen to my words, it still comes out with the same thing. Day came that I sang her a little song, I made things very romantic. It just went to the point where I had enough. And it was easy for me to let go because everything she used to do, say to me, would hurt me. I knew she liked me. She loved me because I made a connection with her. And I'll say this right now. I don't care who you are, but if you're willing to prove to my heart that you're worthy to be on my side, then I will do everything to be showing that I could be worthy in yours. I've always said that. I did the one thing that no one would never do. Ever heard the saying about make sure you talk to the person directly and break it up with her? She was over there. I couldn't do much. I sent her a little text. I broke it off right there. Next thing I know, she started calling me repeatedly at the gym just to get an answer. Have I spoke to her since that breakup? Yeah. And this was her one thing she said to me before. She was hurt that I did what I did. And even though she thought it was just a game, it wasn't a game. I didn't want her back anymore. I told her straight up right there in her face. I didn't want you back anymore. I don't need to be playing games with you. I know I made the right choice and I know you'll find somebody better. That was straight up right there. But part of me did respect her very much. I just didn't respect her decisions. Now, the younger one I've dated, keep in mind the one I'm telling you about, the story, she was in her 20s around there. The one that I dated was 18. She's a whole different story. And yeah, she was a Christian, very young Christian woman. And she was the one I used to push away. One thing led to another to the point where she did something so wrong. I think it has something to do with the fact that I was pushing her away. I felt like I deserved it, maybe. But it led to the point where we had time apart or something, whatever happened. I winded up going to a person that she knows, telling her how I felt. And that day I felt a burning sensation right in my chest. And the one moment where I used to think to myself that I think I could see my own blood in my own saliva. Every time I would spit, because it would burn constantly on my chest, like something built up, like it wanted to burn a hole. I've had so much heartbreaks that led to something. And here's the thing I'm going to ask you guys right now, because I've done this before. If you're dating a woman who is a single mom, but has the husband on the side still, don't. Don't do it because it's just going to create issues. I dated one who actually was not married, but they still kept their kids strong. But she brought herself to me. We met up here in Vegas before, you know? And yeah, the devils could try and make all that jokes and whatnot in my head and saying, oh, hey, you should try and talk about how you stick your, what inside her and her pie and all that. You know what? They don't need to know about my sex life, all right? My sex life is my personal thing. But I'll tell you this, though. I've never experienced sex in my whole life. And that was my first time experiencing it. I learned that I have a lot to learn. It doesn't mean I'm not a bad lover. It just means I have to learn a lot. I had to put myself through a test a lot. So in a way, it doesn't matter if anyone out there is saying, "How do I know if I'm gonna be a good lover and all that?" Trust me, if I had gone through this before, you'll be fine. I didn't know anything of what to do. She could be laying there, completely open to you, ready for you. Just have that confidence that you can actually perform. Don't think about it. Just do what you got to do. All right? Because believe me, I didn't have to think about anything. I hoped the best. You see what I'm saying? I did. But I'll tell you this though. Whenever I used to receive heartbreaks, I would turn to alcohol to drink my depression away. And yeah, at a very young age, I used to receive alcohol poisoning at different ages. Those Cisco drinks needs to go. I blame that for many reasons. But look, I'm not gonna go with details too much. Just wanted to put only this out there. God wanted me to do it, and I did it for you. This is the instructions you wanted me to do, so I did it. Let's see what people think now. Anyways, much love to you guys. Hope you enjoy the reason why I would rather be pain free and single. Wasn't easy when I got with the partner I'm with now. I didn't want to hurt her feelings though. That's why I accepted her. That's why. It's not easy for me. Sometimes my relationship with her is a little complicated. All I can say. But much love. Peace out, guys.